Someone once said that you cannot be a hero if you have never been a coward. This was by George Bernard Shaw. I have been invited by one of our local politicians in a meeting to speak about his constituency on some consultancy. And as I'm waiting for him, something came into my mind about the power of heroes. There's a book that was written by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he speaks about the power of heroes. In fact, he calls it the power of myth. And at one point he was relating and saying that when he was starting in business, and Robert Kiyosaki is a successful business person, he is also a book author, he depended a lot on inspiration from the former president of the United States, Donald Trump. And I think at one point they wrote a book together. For him, that was his hero in business. He was also sharing that when he was growing up, he used to have heroes, especially in hockey, who are sportsmen. So why do we need heroes in our lives? One of the most powerful ways we learn is through the heroes. The mistakes they have done. We require heroes in our spiritual life. We require heroes in our physical exercise and nutrition. We require heroes in careers, especially careers. As you navigate through the career world, you require heroes, you require maps, you require mirrors. You also require heroes, especially in entrepreneurship. For those of us who are trying it out in the entrepreneurial world, sometimes things can be very difficult, and you require somebody who has walked the path. And I normally have two of them who I shout out to once in a while. And I'm remembering now that I owe them a meeting because it's quite a while. So you require heroes also in your family and relationships, especially if you are a young man, they are a young lady, you are trying it, you are starting out in life, you have not settled, you maybe have a girlfriend, boyfriend, you are not sure about them. You require somebody who has walked that path to sit you down and be able to bring you abreast to the pitfalls, the shortcomings, and the dynamics of relationships. For those who are married, you require heroes who have walked that path, who are in their 50th, 35 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage, who have been able to overcome your 10 years, your 5 years, your 15 years of marriage, and they can be able to guide you. For those in the academia, you require also a hero in form of maybe a doctor if you are aspiring to be a PhD holder, or a professor if you want to become a professor, who has walked the path, and not necessarily maybe your project or this is supervisor. There are 5 reasons why heroes are very important. The first one is that they give us hope. When things are very difficult, when you go to a hero, or even when you observe them working and you see how they are tackling issues in life, then you have hope that you can be able to overcome. So heroes are important because they give us hope. Secondly, heroes also help us to nurture us when we are young. As a young person, as a young entrepreneur, as a young couple, as a youth, when you go to your hero, they are able to help you, to help nurture you. Our first heroes, of course, are our parents. For those of us who are privileged to have had parents, because some of us, I know, we don't have parents, the parents become the first heroes. They walk us, they show us the way, and even the caretakers that you are given at that particular point, they influence your life a lot. In Kenya, we call them housemaids or house girls or ayas. They have a lot of role, huge role in shaping you as a young person. So it becomes like a hero. The other reason why you require heroes is that They are able to pick you up when you are down. Businesses fail. Careers cock up. You have just gotten a new job in a bank and you have cocked up. You have gotten a new job as a marketing or brand manager, you have cocked up. You have gotten a new job as a HR officer, you have cocked up and you have been fired. And you thought you are going to retire there. That particular point you are low. I remember one time I left one employer and I was very low. They had just given me my money. I woke up on Monday morning, a board meeting was convened. It was a senior position and I was shown the door. And I remember I took my check and I landed in one of my heroes or Mira's office with that check. I had worked for so many years and I looked at the money they had given me after those many years and there was no connection. And you feel rudderless, you feel lost. So heroes pick you up. Those maps, mirrors, they pick you up when you are down. Maybe a relationship has failed, a marriage has failed, a business has failed, or maybe even career, or you have failed your project, your thesis, your master's, PhD. Look out for somebody in the environment. There is always a hero you can call upon who can walk with you. I remember that time I went to one of my current heroes that time, and he told me employment is not the end of the world. Can you look at your life 30 years from now and come up with a plan? Now you are being told to make a plan of 20 years, 15 years, and you don't have a job and you have lost a senior position. It looks a little bit untenable, but we have survived and we have continued surviving. So even you out there, I've come to encourage you. Even if you don't have a hero, you can be able to use this channel. And please, if you have never subscribed, subscribe and also hit the notification button, so when we release these videos you can be able to be the first one to see them. So you can look out, you can check out on our socials and reach out. We are willing also to mentor, and I know many have been reaching out. Heroes are also beacons of hope. They give you direction in a troubled world. You have been retrenched. They show you, they give you a light in the world. Heroes also help you solve your problems. Some of them have competencies that you see them doing them out there. You have seen them solve a problem in the public. Maybe they hold a political office or a senior government office, and you have seen them how they handle a senior corporate office. So they are competent in their own field. They are not fakers. And because they are competent, they encourage you and they show you it can be done. Finally, heroes are also cheerleaders. They cheer you up in your personal goals. I have two heroes who tell me, check on me, Joe, every 3 months. Let us touch down, even if it's online, and see how you are doing. When we sit down with them, I have noted, I have just to let out what I have been going through, challenges and successes, the ups and downs. Then they tell me, you're on the right path, keep up. They give me 1 or 2 tips, and I'm on the way, and I can be able to move on confidently. So heroes are your cheerleaders. Remember, heroes are able to tap in our basic human needs. The need for survival, the need for nurturance, the need for growth, the need for education, the need for security, the need for healing, the need for happiness, the need for health, the need for hope, and the need for wisdom. They are able to help us tap into those particular needs and be able to come up with solutions. As I conclude, remember that a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. A quote by Christopher Reeve. See you next video. God bless you. Good to have you here.